to be daring, baby.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I know I am super behind with the pregnancy updates. I know I completely skipped over the 20-week update. I think I updated you guys the last time when I was 16 weeks, and I am now 25 weeks. No, yeah, 25 weeks. I'm 25 weeks as of today. So I'm going to sit down and talk to you guys about what's been going on, how I've been feeling, how much weight I've gained, what's been going on with me emotionally, mentally, and all that stuff. So I'm definitely going to get into that. So before I get into that, if you guys are new here, hi, my name is Allie and I am a mommy of 2 little boys. I am expecting my 3rd little boy in the winter in January of 2020. And I am also a flight attendant. So when I'm not talking about motherhood, I am talking about my flight attendant life and then also some lifestyle. So you can find a little bit of everything here on my channel. So make sure that you guys subscribe if that sounds interesting to you, and if you want to be notified of whenever I post a video, make sure you click the notification bell as well, and that you follow me over on my social media because I do keep you guys updated there as well. So let's get into the update. So this video is probably going to be a little bit longer than usual because I will be updating you guys from weeks 16 all the way till now, which is week 25, which is how far along I am right now, which is so crazy to think. But since then, the baby has now been able to recognize my voice. It's grown hair, lashes, eyebrows. It has taste buds. The baby is now yawning, hiccuping, sucking, swallowing. It's kicking, rolling, punching, and it's developing its 5 senses as well, which is so crazy to think how much is going on in my belly. So right now at week 25, the baby is as big as a cauliflower, which is crazy. That is, I mean, a cauliflower is what, like this, right? Like that, that's crazy. So now the baby can knows the difference between up and down. It should be measuring between 1.5 pounds to 2.5 pounds. The baby's definitely growing, which is good. We want an active baby. I do feel him kicking a lot. He is very active. He is very low. He kicks my bladder a lot, so I feel him very low. And then I also feel him right up here now by my rib cage. So we did get an ultrasound at 20 weeks and we did confirm that he is a boy. And I'm gonna get into a lot of more details about like gender disappointment and stuff like that because I've been asked about gender disappointment a lot. Now moving on to my body. So my body is supposed to be going through bloating and heartburn, aches, trouble sleeping, and that is all so very true. I have had the worst lower back pain. My goodness, this has been the worst back pain I've ever had. It could be because I'm a little bit heavier this time around too. I do feel a little bit heavier, and then also it has a lot to do with my job, which, you know, whether I'm pregnant or not, like, you still are, you know, pulling your luggage and you're still like walking up and down. And I know a lot of people have a lot of opinions on me working as a flight attendant while I'm pregnant, but this is just the type of job that I have, and my doctor is definitely not concerned about what I do because she's just not. So so I'm not worried about it. I know what precautions to take and stuff like that. So either way, because of the landings that we have, sometimes we do get adjusted at a chiropractor. Well, not everyone, but some of us do, and I'm one of those that likes to go to a chiropractor pretty often. And I know people have opinions on chiropractors as well, but I have definitely seen the difference when I go to a chiropractor and when I don't. So I want to go get a prenatal massage and a prenatal adjustment so that everything can kind of level out a little bit, and hopefully that helps with my backache. And then also, I've had the worst time staying asleep. I don't have a problem falling asleep because I'm always tired, but I have trouble staying asleep in the middle of the night. I have a pregnancy pillow that I used with Luca, so I don't know if maybe I need a new one. I don't know what it is, but I can't get comfortable. I've had really, really vivid dreams to the point that they feel so real that I have to like convince myself it was just a dream, it's just a dream, it's just a dream, like it's fine. And so it takes me like a couple minutes in the morning to talk myself into realizing that it was just a dream. So just recently, 2 nights ago, I had a dream that my water broke, and that I even had to like wake up and say like, okay, I didn't pee myself, right? Like, it was just a dream, because it just felt so real. I felt my water breaking in my dream. I felt going into labor. It was crazy. It was kind of scary, because I mean, I know that I'm at a point where the baby has a higher chance of surviving outside of the womb, but still, it's still something that it's kind of scary, you know? And so, and kind of delicate too. So it was a scary dream. So yeah, that's one of the things that I've had trouble with. I can't seem to find the energy to do things during the day. Around 6-7 o'clock, I'm pretty much done. I'm done. I have no energy. And then also, I've taken advantage of that, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. This is the one pregnancy where I've actually allowed myself to slow down. If I need to lay down and put on a movie for the boys, I will do that. And it's okay. I'm watching the movie with them, or we're doing something very, very low key at home, and I'm kind of embracing that, because I know that things are gonna get really crazy, and I don't want to overwork myself. I tend to overwork myself a lot. So I'm really, really listening to my body. If my body's telling me I need to lay down, I will lay down. If I need to take a nap, I will take a nap. This is the first time in my life as a mom that I've actually done the whole sleep while the baby sleeps. I've never been able to do that. I'm the kind of person that if the baby's sleeping, I need to be doing something and be productive and take advantage of that time. But I've listened to my body this time around, and I've had to make myself go to sleep. And the thing is, I struggle a lot with the guilt of falling asleep and taking a nap, because I feel like I wasted a day, and there were so many things I could have done, but there I was sleeping. So I'm working on that, but I've had to pretty much force myself to take naps sometimes, especially since it's so hard to sleep at night. Weight for me has been kind of a touchy subject this time around. For the first time in my life, I have had to really step away from the scale, because it was really affecting me emotionally. I have been so focused on the number of pounds that I'm losing, gaining, or that I'm currently at, and I really don't want to keep tracking my weight. If you guys followed me from the beginning of this pregnancy, you guys know that I started this pregnancy a little overweight. I was on birth control, on Mirena to be exact, never again, and I gained 30 pounds. So I gained pretty much everything that I gained when I was pregnant with Luca, and I was right at where I weighed when I gave birth to Luca, when I found out I was pregnant. But because I was so sick, I lost 12 pounds. I didn't try to lose the weight. I promise you guys, I didn't try to lose the weight. I was just so sick that I lost those 12 pounds. So when I started to gain the weight again, I noticed that it was starting to get to me, and I'm almost at the weight that I was when I had Luca again. And so when I saw that number, it completely messed with me. I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I felt disgusting. I started shaming myself. It was horrible. I did not like that headspace that I was in. So I struggled a lot with image and loving my body and embracing my body. I'm already one of those girls that doesn't necessarily feel the prettiest when she's pregnant, but this time around it was a lot worse. And I really had to take a minute and say, okay, no more tracking your weight unless you have to go to the doctor. Unless you are at an appointment to make sure that you are gaining weight the way you're supposed to be gaining weight, because you're going to gain weight. But you need to make sure that you're gaining weight that's healthy, that's going to make your delivery and recovery and your baby and yourself healthy. So I really had to stop and make myself understand that. And I still struggle with it. Obviously, it's not something that was just fixed overnight like that, but I do make myself, and I do focus on eating healthy, staying active, whether I'm, you know, lifting weights or walking or whatever. I make sure to at least be active most of the time, especially when I'm on my layovers, or when I'm on my layovers, I make sure to also rest, because sometimes rest is all I'll need. And yeah, so weight has definitely been something that I've struggled with. I have gained 8 pounds, which is not too bad, but it was all in my head. It was just stuff that I was letting it get to me more than I should have. And I feel like social media does have a lot to do with that, because I was comparing myself to all the cute little bumps and the little basketball bumps, and then there I was feeling like a whale. So I know that a lot of us struggle with comparing ourselves to social media and stuff like that. So I definitely had to step away from social media for a little bit, and that's also why I wasn't really posting a lot, because one, I wasn't really feeling pretty, and two, I wasn't, you know, really willing to keep comparing myself to other people. All right, so let's talk about fears. So my first fear is how I'm going to divide all my attention between 3 kids and having 2 under 2. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous sometimes when I think about it, because I have a 7-year-old, I'm going to have an 18-month-old, and then a newborn. So 2 under 2 and a 7-year-old, school aged. So different stages of life, and I wanna make sure I handle it right. And I think that's a normal fear to have as a parent. And will I be good enough? Will I be okay, you know? And my next fear is postpartum depression. And when I talk about postpartum depression, I want to be careful, because I'm not someone that's trying to romanticize this topic. I am a huge advocate for mental health, because aside from postpartum depression, that is something that I struggle with on the daily. It's a real issue, it's a real problem, and I want to make sure that when I talk about it, I'm actually being helpful, and you know, something good comes out of it, you know. So but I am sharing that this is one of my fears. I had postpartum depression after both of my pregnancies. I experienced depression during pregnancy both times. Thankfully, this time around, I have not experienced depression. I do feel like my anxiety has been a little bit higher than normal, but it's still been, it hasn't been too bad, you know. I did get help for anxiety and depression, so I have been able to use those resources to kind of help with my anxiety. But when it comes to postpartum depression, that is scary. That I'm so scared, because the second time around after having Luca, that was bad. That's the worst it's ever been. And I mean, it got to the point that I was at IHOP having lunch with my husband and Luca and Alex, and I was in tears for no reason, really. I mean, I had a reason, but I felt stupid, because I was happy. I had a baby, I had a healthy baby, I had a healthy 7-year-old, I have a great husband, and I could just see all the good stuff going on around me, but I was not happy, you know. And it's such a horrible feeling. I felt like such a spoiled brat, you know. And so I was in tears at IHOP, and just like bawling my eyes out. And so I said, I need help. I gave the kids to my husband, and I said, I'm going to the doctor. Went to the doctor, and I got help, thank God. And I was able to get out of it. It was hard. It was really hard. There were days that, man, if the fact that I got through those days is a miracle. So yeah, I'm definitely scared about that. I am taking the precautions now. I have communication with my doctor about that, and we're doing everything that we can to make sure that we can prevent it if it happens. I know for a fact I'm gonna go to the doctor. I know that I am not alone in this, and I also know that there is help. And you know, and I sound like maybe I found a solution to it, but you know, there are days that are just harder than others. But yeah, that is one of my fears, postpartum depression. And maybe one day I'll share my story when it comes to mental health, whenever I get the guts to do it, because it's kind of, I don't know, it's a lot. So maybe one day I'll have the guts to do it and talk about it. But yeah, anyway, let's talk about gender disappointment. So I'm gonna say yes and no. When I say yes, it's because it's a bittersweet feeling, because this is most likely my last pregnancy, and so I know that I might not get to experience having a girl, you know? So it's that. But I am not disappointed that this is a boy. I'm actually kind of relieved it's a boy because all I know is boys. So I know what to expect. I love little boys. I love the bond I have with my boys. And even though, you know, I wish I would have had that, or I would have been able to experience that with a girl, you know, I'm grateful for what I have, and I'm focusing on what I have instead of what I don't have and possibly will never have. So what's the point of dwelling on it? I will say that I'm really excited to see the age difference. I'm excited to have another boy. My grandma had nothing but boys on my dad's side of the family, and they were all like all about their mom, took care of their mom, and you know, I'm excited for that. We also decided that the boys are going to share a room. We do have a spare room here at home, but we don't have a guest room if we give up the third room. So Alex is going to keep his room, and then Luca and the baby will share a room. So that way we are able to keep a guest room for whenever our families come. Our families do live out of state and out of the country. So it's going to be nice to have a place for them to come and stay at, so they're not like sleeping on the couch and stuff like that. And plus the babies usually don't go to their rooms until they're like 6 months old, at least our babies. So there'll be plenty of time for us to kind of get into a routine and stuff like that with the boys and their sleeping schedules. So they're going to be sharing a room, so I'm definitely going to need a lot of help in figuring out how to organize closets and dressers and stuff like that. So if you guys know of any YouTubers that have videos, like organizing videos with shared nurseries and rooms, let me know. Leave their channel names down below so I can go and check them out and get some ideas on how to organize everything. And then once I have everything set up, then maybe I can share which ideas I found as well. So I do have a video that's going to be coming up pretty soon on names, and I'm going to be sharing the names that we are thinking about, names that we have completely like X'd out, and girl names that we liked and stuff. We had our girl name set, but boy names I feel like are a little bit harder for us to agree on because of the characteristics that we're looking, or the requirements that we're looking for in a name. So we're Hispanic. My husband's family's from Guatemala. My family's from El Salvador. So we want to be able to give our kid a name that when we go to our countries, they're able to pronounce, but they're also being raised in the United States. So we want the names to also be able to translate into English, if that makes any sense. I'll also make a video of all my pregnancy essentials and share those with you guys and let you guys know what's been working, what hasn't been working. And yeah, I'll probably do that towards not the end of my pregnancy, but closer to the 3rd trimester. All right, so the last thing I'm going to talk about is the thing that I get asked about the most. I want to say it's like top 2 things that I get asked about the most, and that is about flying. A lot of people want to know how long I am allowed to fly until, and I'm going to say that I'm allowed to fly up until 36 weeks. My doctor doesn't want me flying past 32, 33 weeks, and I don't want to fly past 30 weeks. So, and when I say this, I mean working. We do have a vacation planned, and my doctor approved it. She said she's completely fine with it. We're gonna go overseas. We're gonna go to Europe. So it's all planned, and she actually recommends that I go on this trip. And after that, I am not gonna go back to work. So I might work like a turn or something like that. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. But as of now, the plan is for me not to go back to work after that, and I'm just going to figure out my schedule and stuff like that and figure out how all that works. But my time is coming to an end before I take some time off and prepare for the baby. I will go back to work after I have the baby. Pretty much whatever we have set in place right now as far as childcare is going to be the same for the 3rd baby. So we're going to hopefully keep this plan and only work on my husband's days off and work a couple trips a month and pretty much just keep going the same way we're going. I feel like we have a pretty good routine set up. And yeah, I'm working this month. I'm working a few trips. I'm working maybe like a couple of trips in November. We're going on vacation, and then that's it. So It's so crazy how fast this pregnancy is going, but in the next few days I will be bidding for my November schedule, and then after that it's only 2 more months until the baby comes. But speaking of me going overseas with my family and going to Europe, we will be taking the boys with us. This will be Luca's first overseas trip. He's been to Guatemala and he's been to a few states in the US, but this is gonna be the first overseas trip. Alex has already done the whole transatlantic and stuff, and he did great, but this is going to be interesting doing it with a toddler. So expect lots of videos on that experience, what we're packing, what we're taking, and just how it all goes. So yeah, that is it for this pregnancy update. My goodness, this has been the longest update. I will try my hardest to not go this long without updating you guys, and I'm definitely going to stay on top of it and take notes and stuff like that and be able to share this with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for all of your support during this pregnancy and for being so amazing, and I'm so grateful for you guys. So I do want to do something special for you guys for being here and for being so amazing, so stay tuned. I will definitely keep you guys updated. And if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe if you want to follow along, and make sure you're following me over on my social media so that you guys stay updated. And I think that is it. So leave any questions that you have in the comments down below, and I will see you guys over in my next video. Bye guys.